Hi! Today we are going to install Active Directory Domain Services on Windows 2008 Release 2. This tutorial is divided into 3 parts. First, we need to check if all the prerequisites are met. Next, I will guide you step by step through the installation and configuration process. At the end, we are going to verify the installation. I have prepared a clean Windows 2008 R2 Enterprise Edition installation. Okay, let's begin. At first, we need to check if our system has a static IP address assigned. To verify that, navigate to Start, Control Panel. Next, pick Network and the Internet section. Then, Network and Sharing Center. Next, click Change Adapter Settings. A list of network interfaces is being presented. Right-click on Connection icon and pick Properties. Check the TCP/IP version 4 protocol and click Properties. Verify that the system is using static IP address configuration. Now we are ready to start the installation process. Because our system is the Enterprise Edition, you don't need any additional installation DVDs to install the Active Directory Domain Services. All the needed components have been pre-staged during the OS installation. Let's begin. Start Server Manager. Navigate to Roles. Click Add Roles. Since we fulfilled all the installation requirements, click Next on the Before You Begin screen. A list of available server roles is displayed. Check the Active Directory Domain Services option. Since this is a clean Windows installation, the installer will prompt us to add .NET Framework 3.5 features, which are required. Click the Add Required Features button and click Next. On the Active Directory Domain Services introduction screen, click Next. Next, click Install to start the installation process. Active Directory is being installed. It might take some time before the installation process is completed, depending on the hardware. The most important factor is the drive speed and the amount of CPUs. Okay, the installation process is finished. Now we need to configure the system. Click on the dcpromo.exe option. This starts the configuration process. Click Next on the Welcome screen. Click Next on the Operating System Compatibility screen. Pick Create a New Domain in a New Forest option, since this is the first Active Directory domain controller that we are setting up. Click Next. Enter the full qualified domain name, in short, the FQDN. In this tutorial, I'll just enter example.com. Click Next. The configuration process is checking if there is no other domain controller in range within the domain you have just entered. Now select the functional level. You can pick the functional level from Windows 2000 through 2003 and 2008 R1 and 2008 R2, depending on other present domain controllers. Pick Windows Server 2008 R2 since this is the first domain controller. Click Next. We are going to install the DNS server since we are setting up the first domain controller in the forest. It is a good practice to install DNS services on the first domain controller in a new forest. DNS server is checked by default. Click Next. Click Yes on the warning prompt. We don't need to configure any DNS server delegations since this is the first domain controller in the forest. Enter paths for the database, logs, and the sysfile folder. Click Next. Enter a strong password for the directory services Restore Mode Administrator. The length of 8, 1 capital letter, 1 digit, and 1 special character are enough to fulfill the minimum password policy. Click Next. On the summary screen, verify the configuration settings and click Next. The configuration process starts. When it's finished, click Finish. You will be asked to reboot the machine. Okay, we have installed and configured a new Active Directory domain controller. Now we need to verify that everything went okay. Reboot the machine after the installation process is finished. Click the Restart Now button. It might take some time to start Windows for the first time after the installation. Log into the system. The first thing that you are going to notice is that there is a domain name present just before the administrator account name. When logged in, you'll notice on the initial configuration task screen that your computer is a member of the domain. That's all. This is how you can easily install and configure Active Directory domain services to set up a domain controller. Take care. Bye.